¿Qué onda? This is Hector Canales bringing you another quick unboxing review of the new Fright Feature figures of the new Ghostbusters podcast. Phoebe, Trevor, and Lucky. I've already made an extensive unboxing review of the new Fright Features original Ghostbusters. The 3 Fright Feature ghosts, plus a couple of the Mini Puffs surprise canisters.
Holding their neutron wands, these new Ghostbusters, they look like they're pumping gas, especially with their jumpsuits. And having them stand in front of each other like this reminds me of the real Ghostbusters episode, Citizen Ghost. These figures are quickly becoming one of my favorites in my collection.
All of those Ghostbusters share the same body molds, proton packs, ghost accessories, with a few color or paint deco differences. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. But all these new Ghostbuster figures all have unique body molds, not shared by anyone except Trevor's torso and Lucky's arms. Before I unbox them, let's take one last quick look at the packaging. Here's one small little detail that I overlooked the first time I unboxed the original Ghostbusters. Look at this packaging. That's the fin for the Ecto-1. Now looking at the back, Podcast loves a good conspiracy theory and shares them all on his self-made podcast. Phoebe has a love of science and a deep curiosity for the world around her. Lucky works at the local roller hop diner and isn't afraid to stir up a little trouble. Trevor is a gearhead who loves fast cars and longs for adventure. If you watch Ghostbusters Afterlife, you know that they probably gave you as much info as this packaging did for Lucky. Now, I'm gonna unbox them and line them up. Now that they're out of the box, let's go ahead, let's smell them all. And it's not much of a strong new toy smell. It's a little disappointing, but they look fantastic out of the box. Now, unfortunately, just like the original Ghostbusters, their ghosts didn't come with any names or any instructions on how to use their fright features. But at least we know that this guy is Muncher. Let's try his fright feature first. He's got a button back here. There we go. So the button in the back pushes his arms up, which altogether makes him throw up. If you are a fan of the real Ghostbusters, you'll know what this ghost is. Then also made an appearance on Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now this is a real cool ghost accessory. It's got a button in the back. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it makes him separate and it makes his eye change. That's pretty cool. And he's actually has a little bit of articulation there. This ghost actually looks like something from Extreme Ghostbusters. Kind of the same action as Muncher. Button on the back. Okay, kind of spooky, scary. That's a skull inside. But now let's get to the actual figures. Individually, they all have this like charisma to them. Take Podcast, for instance. It looks like the actor. It looks like the portrayal of Podcast in the movie. Yet, he's in basically cartoon mode. These are really, really good. It's his Podcast on his flight suit. And now here's Phoebe. She is the only one with an actual patch on her flight suit. Spangler. It does kind of look like McKenna Grace. And if you don't want these figures, I say buy this one just so you could probably customize her into Louis Tully from Ghostbusters 2. His glasses. She's wearing a Spangler flight suit. Here's Trevor. And I wish they would have used these legs for Peter Venkman. Because Peter Venkman
From what I know, he never tucked in his pants into his boots. Trevor's legs are a bit shorter. Now Lucky. I love the way everybody's belts have made their flight suits look like they've had to tuck in a lot of the fabric in. Especially Lucky's. Her arms are shared by the original Ghostbusters as well. Except here's a big improvement. They actually colored in the elbow pads. Whereas the original guys, they overlooked that detail. All the original Ghostbusters in this line are all basically the same height. The only differences are the molds of the heads. The hair makes them a little taller. But these guys right here, Phoebe is taller than Podcast. Look at the shoulders. And then these guys are about the same height. I love the detail put into this. The different styles of shoes. These are really, really good. Looking at Lucky's legs, I thought maybe she might be sharing the same legs as the original Ghostbusters, but take a look at the shoes. They are different. And her legs are just a little bit shorter. On the previous video of the original Ghostbuster unboxing video, I did compare it to the real Ghostbusters Proton Pack and the real movie Proton Pack. So I'm not going to do it this time, but I am going to show you how it's not that rubbery, but it seems like it'll survive some pretty hard play. And you clip it on the back this way. And you kind of have to maneuver the nozzle over. And you clip it on right there. Now here's one messed up part about the actual figures. With only 5 points of articulation being the head, the arms, and the legs, there is no articulation, let's say, at the wrist, so that you can have them hold the neutrino wands properly. It probably won't stay like that for long. It's a bit difficult. He's not really aiming it anywhere he wants to shoot, really, unless you turn his head and he wants to shoot sideways. So the best way to, I guess, display them is this way, holding them this way, or attached to the Proton Pack. Because having them this way, they all look like they're about to pump gas into the Ecto-1.
These figures are great, and at $9.99, they're a must-have. And standing opposite the original guys, it looks perfect. I just wish I was a little kid so I could really get down and to play with these guys. There have been some great improvements from the original guys to the new Ghostbusters, such as they filled in the missing paint application on the elbow pads and better ghost accessories. Now I know they made a Winston that comes with Slimer and a Peter Venkman that comes with a Terror Dog, but even then these figures look great. So thank you for joining me on this quick unboxing review of the new Fright Features new Ghostbuster figures. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and check out my other Ghostbuster toy unboxing videos.